we can't do that yet. Alright, I'm just going to leave this over here for the time being. I will have to move it back eventually, so... But for now, that's good. Let's hop back into this guy. So he's going to cut that corner off. Okay, I wasn't sure. And what I'll do is I'll raise the header just a little bit because it's on a hill. And I know hills and combines don't always play nice in Farming Simulator, so... Oops, hit the wrong button. There we go. That should be good now. And you should be able to do the whole field, no problem. So let's just see if we have it set up right. Nice. It's funny, this combine's not too far off the combine I was in, I guess it was last summer. John Deere 9670, I think it was. It's been a while now, and that's been almost a year basically, so pretty darn good combine if you ask me. So this is a random little thought. This is where I need another semi truck because I can go take care of those pigs. But at the moment I can't because I only have one semi. Technically, I suppose I could use the F350 to move stuff around, but I don't think 100 pigs would be pulled by. I don't think the 100 pigs would be pulled by the F350. That's just my feeling, though. All right, now where's this guy gonna go? Should be okay. Okay, looks like it's not so bad. I thought I was gonna run into each other. So that's why I moved the that trailer right there, basically. So because this was going to be a problem we would run into. The one thing I do miss about the other track, the Class 770 and 780, is the cameras. I don't know why, but I miss the cameras, being able to see what it's doing and whatnot. So, are you gonna go right into the? No, you'll be okay. Good. I was concerned that he was going to drive right into the fence there, but he'll be okay. Yeah, anyway, so the combine I was in was similar to this one. Not this particular model, but it doesn't... The insides didn't look that different, in all honesty. It's pretty similar. What the heck is it? Oh. They look pretty similar, so nothing too crazy. This header's a bit bigger. This is a 640 header, I think it is. Yeah. 640 FD. Some people were saying, yes, Ian, FD does stand for flex draper. And someone pointed out the fact that this right here, the little conveyor belt on the header, makes it a draper head. So thank you for pointing that out. I know I read something about that before, but I just totally forgot about it. So thanks for reminding me that that's what it's supposed to be. I guess is what it boils down to. So nice. So we have one more field now, which is excellent. And we have, well, we have two fields at the moment, but we have one more field. So the next thing becomes planning out where to take the farm next, or what next purchase to make, I suppose. So I think some people have already suggested this, and I think I am going to do that. I am going to buy the GMC truck. I think will be the next purchase. So the GMC truck is going to be a nice thing for around the farm. So like right now, this would be perfect to go take care of the pigs, but I can't take care of the pigs. Oh, I guess I could technically with the. I guess that's true. I could do that. Not with this guy. I changed their groups, and now I keep screwing it up every single time. Oh, I didn't know it did that. That is cool. That is cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plop this right beside this guy right here. This should be enough space for it. If not, I can always adjust it. But that should be enough space. That's cool. I didn't realize it did that. But that makes perfect sense in the context because you're using it as a service trailer. Alright, let's go grab the west trailer now that I think about it. Because we can easily just hit the curbs. We can easily just take care of the pigs with the west trailer, actually. Because why not? Some people were saying, I shouldn't sell this Massey Ferguson, I should keep it. Because it's a Massey Ferguson, I guess. Which makes sense, I suppose, to a certain extent. It's one of those things that people have certain affiliations and they like certain tractors. This one, I actually really like this tractor because it's quick. It's a nice, not a huge tractor. It's a little bit smaller tractor, but it's nice and quick, which makes it really helpful as a runabout tractor, actually. So doing stuff like I'm doing right now makes it really helpful. So, alright, nice. I don't think we have anything else we can sell. It actually took a lot more, money, I guess, is what it boils down to seed that field than I thought it was going to take. I actually had to sell some more barley, so I didn't go into the negative, actually, because I'd sold 1 load of barley, but not 2 loads. So because of that, I actually had to sell some barley in order to make some money, so I wouldn't go to the negatives. Actually, I just had a thought when I was coming over here. I'll have to keep this trailer no matter what, because I know the GMC truck does not work. It does work with chaff, I know that, but it doesn't work with Courseplay. So if I want to Courseplay, let's say doing silage, which I think we're going to do next on that field right there, if I want to do that, then I will have to use this tractor and trailer combination as opposed to the GMC truck, if I wanted to do just Courseplay. But I can alternate between the two. I think the truck actually holds 20,000 liters, which is actually less than this trailer holds, strangely enough. But I actually adjusted the fill types on the GMC truck, so now if you remember, what was it? If you remember the Strautmann, I think it's called, or the Megatrans, so one of those two. If you remember this guy right here, this thing carries like just about everything. So basically, I took whatever this carried and put it on the GMC, so the GMC can take anything that trailer could. So I think I mentioned that a while ago, but really nice little thing about that. If you know how to do a little bit of modding, like simple stuff like I just said there, is really helpful in those situations. So it makes your life a lot easier. Oh, that's not attached. See, I don't know, it's like it's preheated already. I don't understand why that's the case, or what's going on there, so maybe it's just the version of the manual ignition mod, I don't know. I was thinking about, I don't know how to do it, to add conveyor belts to this little area here, so I don't have to use the Bobcat every single time. I don't know if you can do it. Well, I'm sure you can, I just don't know how to, is what it boils down to, but how much grass do we have left? Oh, we got lots of grass. I didn't think we had that much, but I guess we do. So he is doing his first pass. Oh no, he's still doing his headland. Holy smokes. So I think we're going to get a good chunk of canola from this field. So if he's unloading already, that means that this guy is 50,000 liters. Yeah, so this is going to be probably going to get maybe probably 100,000 liters, somewhere over 100,000 liters, I'm guessing. Just based on what's going on here. So, all right, let's go give some pigs some grass, because this is silage for them, so they have water. I must have given one more than the other one, I guess, and we need some straw now too. So this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, apparently it's a little bit of a collection of manure in here that I need to take care of. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Someone suggested that I should be able to not unload it, not put it through the roof. So this is me not putting it through the roof. But it's just kind of silly because you kind of have to... no, that's it. It's kind of silly because you kind of have to feather it, I guess is the word that comes to mind, which is a bit silly, but it works. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll do that same thing with the other pigs to make sure they have enough grass as well. I suppose technically I could just buy the other bunkers and do it that way too, but I don't think those other bunkers, the movable bunkers, have the ability to use as a tipping point or a trigger point, I guess is what I'm thinking of. So Nice. So now he's just doing his first pass, his first actual pass, and not the headland. So he's just chilling out over there. It's not too bad. This field would be kind of an interesting field to do, just because the shape of it's a long field. So same with 9's the same size, almost. Well, it's longer, I guess, but same idea where it's a really long field. So these are the types of fields you would probably do sugar beets on or something like that. But this is North America. It's not super common to do sugar beets, and I have no idea about Kansas. But I think it's Iowa. I think it was. They do potatoes there, so this is Kansas. I don't know. I'm not sure what the typical crops for Kansas are. Honestly, I'd have to look it up to see what the typical crops were from that area. So maybe they are. I don't think it's potatoes, but it's possible, I suppose. Let's do a little test right now while I'm thinking about this. So one of the things that happens is sometimes I'll speed up the harvesting speed off camera when I'm not really recording, because it just decreases the amount of time I have to spend between episodes, basically, so you guys get an episode sooner is what it boils down to. So that's probably the reason why he was set so fast before, I think. But anyways, so if you set it to that, like a quicker speed, what happens is this particular overloader can't keep up with the speed of the harvesting. So it's kind of funny. So this should be enough space. Is it enough space? That's what I was afraid of. Alright, so let's just move this trailer just a little tiny bit. Because it's going to need to be fueled, I'm sure of that. So let's take a little bit of a UE, and I think if I straddle the edge of the field, that should be close enough so it should be able to unload but still be able to fuel itself. So I think being the key word in this situation. So anyways, let's get this going here. Alright, now let's just nearest course. No, you've not reached your overload point. Let me just back him up a little bit and see if that's okay now, because that's not the overloading point. I don't think it is, at least, but we're gonna make sure in a second here. You can go faster, tractor. Holy cow, jeez. I think it's because of the point I started it at, but we're gonna find out in a second here. That should be close enough. Yeah, so he can unload right there, and then his actual unloading point is coming up where this is right here. And he's just... That's not close enough, really? It seems unlikely. Maybe we'll start him from the first waypoint and see what happens here. What's this combine doing? Okay, he doesn't need anybody yet, so... This is the interesting part. When you first start off and make an overloading course, it's not necessarily the overloader you need to adjust all the time. It's usually the truck, but it's either one or the other sometimes. So you kind of need to do one or the other to get the right positioning, so it doesn't have to. So you don't have to worry about it. So once you get it set up once, you're good to go, basically. But it does take a little bit of fiddling around sometimes. All right, is that going to be close enough now? So he's reached his overload point. Fine. It should be close enough. I don't know why it wouldn't be. But that trailer's not close enough now. Go figure, eh? No, it's not close enough. Or is it? No. That's annoying. So what I'll do is I'll do the overloading course again, because that one's way easier to do. Like I said, it does take a little bit of finicky work sometimes. Like, I didn't have anything in the overloader when I did it the first time, so that's probably part of the reason why it was being a bit silly there and not doing what I wanted it to do. So we're just gonna re-record this course. Alright, so let's just it's delicate work. You got to make sure you get it in the right spot. So this waiting point right there. And does that hit? No, it doesn't hit that still. Drive it straight, and then cut into the field, and then that should be good there. I don't know, I usually drive a little bit. So there you go. That's an overloaded course, basically. The main thing here is just to set the waiting point, basically. F1 overloader V2. I don't know. I like doing versions, just so I know. Keeps track of it to a certain extent, because I've screwed up some stuff more than once. So I'm going to let this guy run his course, because he will definitely go and pick up the John Deere in a second here. But I think he's going to overload first. And now that I've been fiddling around with it for a while, it's not going to do what I want it to do, probably. So this episode's getting a bit long in the tooth, I believe is the expression you can use. So what I'll probably do is I will cut this episode into 2 parts. So you will see this part the second day, so you won't know about this. But what? Oh, I was going to say, it has not reached the overloading point. Jeez. Don't know why it's being so silly. Alright, whatever. Need to request a driver here. Oh well. That happens sometimes. Like I said, it is a bit finicky sometimes when you set it up. And if you don't set it up right, especially, it gets really touchy. Alright. Let us do its thing. Alright, let's go give the other pig some grass here. So this this tractor has become my runabout tractor, like I said, because it is a quick little tractor. So for this little stuff like yard work, it's really nice because it's quick and you can just drive around very quickly around the yard, which is really nice. So I really like it for that reason. Oh, that's a wall, Ian. Don't run into the wall. So one of the things I considered doing with the Giants editor here is I thought about adjusting where these pig facilities were, like moving them away from each other. Oh, there it is. Moving them like further apart, basically. But since I moved the location of the trigger point for the pigs, in the end I was like, yeah, it should be fine where it is, basically. So, all right, those pigs are fine too now. This is good. So if you recall the starting of the season, I said I would do silage only with corn, so I'll probably need to do a load of silage at some point too, so I can get those pigs up to peak efficiency. I could also harvest the corn as well and give that to them as feed, I suppose. It's a possibility. Where am I going here? I'm trying to get the water, apparently. Now, one thing I don't know if it actually would be able to handle it. Oh, the water is not in here. Okay, well, let's do this. Alright, let's just leave that trailer there. Let's go pick up the water and go give the pigs a little bit of water. I also use this tractor to do the outline of the field because it was really quick. Quicker than any of the other tractors, basically, so. Like I said, I'm really digging this tractor right now. Now, this is the one thing I'm not sure. This is a 100 horsepower tractor? Ooh. How much horsepower does this have? Not a crazy amount, I know that. 105. Now, the question I was trying to decide about is, would this tractor be able to handle this trailer? Maybe. It doesn't explicitly say that you need a certain amount of. It's still screwed up. Okay, well. I will definitely have to set this up properly. So this is where adjusting it comes into play, like I've said a couple times now. So I'm going to do this, not rush this time, I guess, because apparently I rushed last time and screwed it up. Actually, I'm going to go a bit further. And the reason why I'm going to go a bit further is just because I'm going to make it so it's straight. There we go. That should be far enough. So 1 and 2. And what I'll do is I'll line it up way back here. And this seems to work better. I don't get it, so if I go back a little bit, that was fine, but not here. It'll probably stop before that. If it doesn't, well, you'll hear about it probably. Alright, let's see. This time. We will see this time whether it does it or not. If it does, I'll be happy. And that's always the case. Like I said, it's like if you don't set it up right, you'll know. Alright, what am I looking for here? Fill water free. Where's the closest point? Oh, it does go down here? Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. Not directly down there. So, like I said, I did a little bit of a course to go pick up the water. Or to go... Those curbs, man, are really gonna... It shouldn't be that big of a curb. That's what it boils down to. Alright, so, is he gonna work this time? So, he can unload there. Is he going to unload is the question we need to ask ourselves. Yes. Thank you. Sheesh. So this is F1. Overload. Overload version 3. So this is what happens when you don't take enough time to set up the course properly. You run into situations like I just did there. But sometimes it's funny. If you set the course up right, but not the other one, what can happen is you run into problems as well. So now that trailer's nowhere near this tractor. Oh well. But I'm really happy I chose to go with 12 meters on this particular section of, well, this field, because I think it really depends on the header itself. So because this particular header is 12.2 meters, the only spots where you really miss a little bit is at the ends. But when it's going a straight line like it is right here, no problem whatsoever. 12 meters is just perfect, because then you get the maximum. You get the maximum possible. I don't know, use. You're more efficient essentially with the header. I guess is what it really boils down to in this circumstance, because if you don't, then I don't know. I got nothing. Alright. He's doing his thing. This is good. Massey Ferguson does not want to go swimming. Alright, let's go take care of this. So, unfortunately, I kind of set it up so with a different tractor. So what's happened is this tractor is a little bit too short, I guess is what it boils down to. And I can't drive in the water as much, but it's a bit silly to do it this way, but it just means so I have to drive a tiny little bit forward and then hit R and refill this guy. And it makes my life easier is what it boils down to. So free water never hurt anybody. How full is the truck here? 50%. So he's going to get like 2 loads probably. Yeah, so the truck I only had to record once, but the overloader 3 times. That's a bit depressing. Alright, so let's get rid of that guy and that guy. And that's good. Excellent. Now, if this were real life, I would probably be overloading from the other side, just because I wouldn't be driving directly through the field. Just saying. All right, so this is where this comes into play. So he's filled up now, and the way I set the course up was he'll drive back to the farm and just wait close to the pig facility, and I just set it up so I unload the water right there and just set him on his way again. So really convenient to do it like that. Nice. Look at that. So this is turning out to be a Brad M71 73. I always forget. I'm gonna check right now because I know if he watches and he says, Ian, you got it wrong again, it'll just be funny. He tends to make longer episodes. So if you like long episodes, definitely check out his Brad M73. There we go. He really likes he does the longer episodes when he does the multiplayer specifically with Thomas Sweden. So this is turning into one of those episodes where it's a bit longer, so I'll probably chunk this up into 2 separate pieces because this is a long video I'm making. But the reason why I'm making a long video in this circumstance is because I am using as much time as I can to make one video as opposed to 2 separate videos. And that's my phone making noise, sorry. Making one long video, I'll just chunk it into 2 somehow. I used to be able to. I guess I'll have to manually do it this time around. I used to do it with I used to do it with Marillis. It was you could just chunk your videos into however big or small you want it to be already. But because I'm using open broadcast software, I won't be able to do that. I guess I'll have to do it manually. Oh, manually, jeez. Who would have thought? All right, now what? Let's check something just quickly here. Now, what does that look like? Maybe I should raise the reel just a little tiny bit. There we go. And somebody mentioned this a while back, and I'm going to say it. And the reason why you probably want to raise the reel a little bit is because you don't want to knock the canola off the pod before you even cut it down, which is a good point. Which is why I raised the reel there. Does it maintain that? I think it does. So as you can see, we're only missing little tiny bits here, and I'm not worried about those. But this is a way more efficient than it would have been otherwise. So, which is excellent. So Massey Ferguson has reached its rating point. Good. So this is where I set it up. So it just waits here. All I need to do is stop the driver and then go to the appropriate location. In this case, right here, and fill up the water. So because it's free, I just try and keep it topped off all the time, basically, because there's no point in not keeping it topped off. That's what it really boils down to. Excellent. And if I sold these pigs, we would probably make, what would we make? 7,000, 11,000. So we'd be close to 20 grand actually. But of course, I can't sell the pigs right now, and there actually is a great demand coming up in one day. So maybe we'll take advantage of that. Let's go turn this guy off because he's just chilling out here. He's chilling out, running. We don't need him running, so. I love how quiet Big Boss modding made the inside of this. It's so nice. Anyways, all I do is here, so now he's finished. I'll set him on his way again, and he will go drive back to the pond. And I'll just fill him up again. And that's all it is. And that's how I've been keeping my pigs topped off with water, I guess. Now they don't have any straw at this point, so the other field, where is it here? Field 8 is in straw, is in wheat, so I'll have to not chop the straw that time and drop it down and pick it up with the forage wagon that we have now. I guess I have the forage wagon now. I guess that's an interesting thought. I could use that for Courseplay as opposed to the... I don't know. I should check that actually. This is the thought that's going through my mind. The Pottinger forage harvester, I don't know if it would be tall enough to go into the forage wagon that we have. I get the feeling that it probably wouldn't be tall enough with its spout. I'm not sure actually. It might be. I'm not sure. This is what happens when you get to the a stage where you have multiple fields and you have a big farm. So eventually, I will definitely have to get another combine because right now I could be combining 2 fields as opposed to 1, but not really necessary if I'm honest with myself. Maybe what we'll do is we'll try and buy another random field far away from our farm and use that as an excuse to transport some stuff out there. I was going to call this episode Convoy because I was going to convoy everything there at the same time using the Follow Me mod, but in the end I didn't use it because I don't think it would have worked with the trailers very well. That's what it boils down to, because the trailers probably would have run into each other repeatedly. which would not have been cool. That's what it boils down to. So excellent. How much canola? Do we have any canola stashed away yet? I get the feeling we probably don't. Where are we here? Straw? No, none yet. All right. But is this guy? He has not detected our combine. Ooh, I don't know what's happening there. It just decided to make the sound, and now it's like, oh, that's painful in the ears. I don't know why it's doing. I know why it's making that sound, but it's not supposed to sound like that. I know that. That's for sure. Oh, is it gonna stop after 81? Yes. Thankfully, that was annoying. I think because it just didn't get a chance to make the sound or something. I don't know. Massey Ferguson's back on the water again. Alright, so there we go. Just do it just like that. Makes our lives so much easier. Nice. Alright, excellent. So he's doing his thing, so he's not even halfway down the field yet. Oh my goodness. I did set the harvesting speed rather slow at 6 miles an hour, but that's a little bit more realistic than 14 miles an hour. But it will take a bit longer, but the overloader will be able to keep up with that speed at least, so that's something to keep in mind, because it is, you know, more realistic. So I like to play the more realistic game to a certain extent. Of course, with Courseplay, you're not driving over the well. In real life, you don't drive over your crops, but with Courseplay, it doesn't. You can't avoid it basically. Unless you do it yourself, of course, which is always possible. Alright. I think what I'll do is I will I finish the rest of this field? That's an awful big field to finish off camera. I think what I'll do is this. I will wait for, let's say, a full load of canola, and I'll get them to drop it off at the farm, and then what I'll do is I'll probably sell a load of canola, and then we'll be able to make some more purchases, I guess. Oh, what are you doing? Come on. Why is it doing it that way? Jeez. New Holland is being really not cool there. It's supposed to peel away to the left first and then, but for whatever reason it decided, oh, I'm at 90%. I'm going to drive away now and run straight in your path. Jeez. Never made sense to me. Courseplay doesn't always make sense. Anyways, I think I'm going to stop the episode there for now, folks. Like I said, I will break this episode into 2 chunks because it's been an hour long now. An hour long recording, but I'll have to manually chunk it. Somehow. Anyways, my name has been Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013, and we are on Central Kansas. I'll catch you guys later.